My name is Vera Liu. I'm with Kingset Capital, and I am the Executive Director of Investments, and I look after investments in the West Coast. So, we have a number of different debt and equity strategies. So, the targets for each are different. Specifically, I look after the equity side. And, for an income fund, income is important. For a value add strategy, time, IRR, cash flow multiple, that's all very important. I'd say in this specific economic climate, when our liquidity events are going to occur is very important across all of our funds. So basically what I mean by that is, when are we actually going to get a return? Is it in cash flow or is it waiting for the next 5 years? And I think when it's a time of uncertainty, anything that happens closer in time is easier to project, and that's why that's become quite important. So I don't really think it's evolved. But what I think is, my counterparties are more open to looking at creative solutions. It's a very competitive market here in Vancouver. It's a really beautiful sunny day today. Everybody wants to be here, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. So in a healthy market, everyone's just looking for the best price. And I think now where there's a lot of different perspectives on where economy's headed, some are positive than others, I think structuring is a really good way to bridge the gap between your expectations and my expectations. So for example, if partner A is really confident that they'll be able to achieve the profit and partner B isn't, partner B can request that their equity be preferred, and that totally changes the economics for partner B, but partner A may be confident that they'd be able to deliver, and maybe what they can do is they can propose that in exchange for protecting their partner's downside, they get a bigger cut of the upside, so it's a win-win for everyone. Yeah, so I think what we found is our cost of capital or our borrowing costs have declined. So for example, we were looking at a portfolio last year where sellers' pricing expectations were a bit higher and rates were a bit higher, so we passed on the deal at that time. This year, rates have actually gone down, seller expectations gone down, so the deal that we couldn't have done last year, we were actually able to do this year. I think it's very attractive because, ultimately, real estate is about where people want to live, where people want to work. It's a place, we're a really unique place in the West Coast where, we've got a great, good school systems, we've got, great access to water, mountains, like everyone that comes here always says how beautiful it is. And we've got a great climate, and you can't easily replicate that in a lot of places. So I think, intrinsically, that makes us a very competitive market because it's just a great place to be. But because of that, we have a lot of competition. And Vancouver, I think more than anywhere else, has a lot of high net worth individuals who are able to write big checks, and that just makes it a much more competitive market where a lot of people are trying to participate in a small location. Resilience. I think, I'd be lying if I knew what was going to happen in the next little while, but at the end of the day, our industry is cyclical, and a lot of people here have seen many, many cycles, and this is just one of them.